Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I would like to answer one question posed by one of the candidates. They ask about, I think this is same kind of question being asked by other candidates as well. They ask whether a stronger nominator will make my case stronger. Okay, so a nominator, this is required by the policy that your application has to be nominated by someone who has their own standing in this industry. Now the question about is that strong nominator make me stronger? So how do we know this is a stronger nominator, right? How do we know? Obviously, if someone who's from ACS, the Computer Society, that is strong, but ACS, how much do they know you? Well, their assessment is paper-based assessment as well. So can we say ACS actually is stronger than your employer? How do you weigh out? Now, so people have misunderstanding in this area. They thought nominator make their case stronger, and so I just need to find a stronger nominator. Or if I'm very strong, very great, exceptional great candidate, but my candidate just like same level or just my colleague, does it mean that I'm not strong enough? No, that's a real misunderstanding in this area. First of all, nominator is requirement. They must meet a policy requirement, which they have their own international standing, and that is mandatory in order to get visa approved it. Now, obviously, in the nominator, if they're from your direct line manager or employer, that's good. It means that you are good people, you're a good employee, and they like you, right? Right, they like you. That's really good because your employer likes you to continue working them in Melbourne, for example. That's awesome. But that requirement is really, really about yourself. Think about that. You are the visa applicants, and your wife or kids, they are dependents, right? So obviously, if you are female, then probably your husband and kids, they are dependents. So they only need to show that they have a relationship with you. They have birth certificate, marriage certificate with you, and so the crucial part will be yourself, right? So stronger. This is not so. It's not what we are consideration. Our consideration always focus on that. We are always focusing on whether or not you are very good candidates. All right. So the only thing, but you can't worry about that because you are already who you are now. So our assessment really pretty much focusing on that. We've been asked what kind of nominator do they meet the requirements. So that's majority of our candidates actually got nominators from their employer, which is company, or their direct line manager, or their colleagues, or their friends, or their connection. The department encourage each one to communicate with their own personal connection. And personal connection can be from friends, or classmates, or I know that's so many forums or communities, and then you know them, and they want to nominate you, and they're happy to do that. And there is no legal obligation for nominator apart from just testifying your skill set. Obviously, they have to have their own standing. Now, in terms of what kind of documents we need to provide to the department, then the requirement for nominator is different. Therefore, the level of evidence is different. So we are able to determine based on information provided us. So our suggestion and advice really depending on when we receive this information from a nominator, we say, oh wow, this is a really good candidate. And nominator, we don't need much information, especially sometimes if your manager is nominating you, it's going to be very awkward for him to produce something that he doesn't want, right? So it makes sense, right? Just think about this common sense. If you're already your manager and he's US, he's Australian, but he's US working. Now, what kind of evidence do you think we want to find? We just want to find anything that he feels comfortable, right? Right? He feels comfortable. And then you have good relationship. He's not hesitate to support. And we are not chasing up people like, you must give me this. It's not the case, right? So level of evidence depending on the level of nominator, right? Really, really depending on that. If you're exceptionally great, we only help candidates if they don't have a nominator where they are really great, right? We say, oh, this is awesome. Well, This is awesome. And it doesn't matter, really. If you're really, really great, it doesn't matter whether you are nominated or not. I'm not saying it doesn't matter you have nominated or not for the visa application, although you do, yeah, obviously you do need it because that's visa requirement. But if you're exceptionally well, right, top, right, really top, that's nothing you need to concern, because this is part of service. Australian Computer Society, the other society, depending on the area of working, right? So if you're really, really good, that's not supposed to be your concern. But if you're in our own practice, the majority of them actually got nomination by their friends. I think friends, colleagues, employers, direct line manager, like that. Again, this is the reason behind this. It's not about, oh, I need a powerful person. If this person is powerful, I have no problem. I'm going to 100%. No, that person's power doesn't mean you're a good candidate, right? Does that mean? Because you have personal relationship with this person and this person is powerful, but you're not strong case. You don't have a strong case, do you? No, you need yourself to meet the requirement. It doesn't matter, the powerful or not. You do need someone who has to meet the actual requirement, but tax is supposed on yourself, all right, on yourself. So in terms of what does a powerful nominator make me powerful? No, or is my powerful nominator just seems to be working as an employer? Does it mean that undermine my occupation? No. So nominator, they have to meet their own requirement, right? But for the visa grant, you need to meet the requirement of the visa grant. You have to be a powerful person. Now, in terms of powerful, some people might don't understand. They might say, oh, well, I don't know whether I'm powerful or not, right? So we do free assessment for candidates, although the response time will be really depending. It's really not depending on when you submit. It's really depending how you present yourself to us, because as I mentioned previously, that some of the email I cannot read. It's not about English. It's really about how the presentation is poorly presented, too much, and it's not professional. We are professionals. When you deal with us, you have to deal with it professionally. All right. So that's why we're doing work very great. We are not supposed to be personal. Just don't follow me up with like, hey Joanne, have you done this? Just don't do that, because we have a strong team and we're doing really great work here. Now, so thank you very much for today. I just shared information about whether you need a powerful nominator in order to make sure yourself powerful as well. I hope this one gonna help you. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. We have a Facebook page as well. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.